Hello everyone, my name is Jesse and this is The Auditorium. I react to video game music. As a musician myself, today I'm going to be doing the final song from Final Fantasy IX as I'm currently playing this. I am currently doing all my little backlog of FF9 requests, and this is the last one, which is the final battle. Kind of fitting. And same with FF7 and 8, I did check out the final boss themes before I played the game, so seems fitting. This is requested by MDS on Patreon, and let's just get into some more Nobuo Uematsu. Final Battle. I'm not sure if that's the actual title of the song, but here we go. Oh god, it sounds like people are yelling. What the hell? Very uncomfy vibes so far. I don't know how to feel yet. So many rhythms and drum patterns. So much going on. What the heck? I'm getting a distinctive feeling from this, which I'll explain in a bit. I'm like, I have this confused face, but like my head keeps moving, so, which is pretty accurate to how I feel. I like that though. Not a fan of that. I do love the synth bass though. Has this very chase feel to it. Okay, FF9 final battle. Well, let me start off in order with what I wrote. To the intro with that whole like, what sounded like people groaning and dying and being uncomfortable. It was kind of setting me up for the rest of the song, which is very just much like uncomfortable and just uneasy. It felt very, I don't know, like just that sound alone made me kind of standoffish of what I'm about to go into. I kept imagining, it's like a group of people. I kind of envisioned a couple people like just kind of like swirling around, or some sort of like, for some reason I thought of the Hercules movie the Disney movie Hercules. It was like the little river of souls and all those people just like, so I don't know, but obviously whatever this is, what's weird? This is an interesting case. This is an interesting reaction, because this is one of the very few times where I have started to play the game and I'm checking out a song from it. As of me recording this video, I've already played 2 hours of FF9. So I'm trying to like piece that to what I know, and it's nowhere near the same game, which in a way it's cool because it's given me a unexpected turn, but nevertheless, that's kind of how I felt. I really enjoyed the synth in this song, mostly the synth, mostly the bass, like just that kind of like pulsating sound. The song is extremely prog, extremely, which all these different time signatures, and then it just goes to see over here, over there, drum pattern over here, this, that. It's an extremely hard song to follow. As far as musically, I never had like a chance to like groove onto it or kind of coast. It was always just kind of like sporadic and all over the place, which maybe is more or less what the boss, if this is the boss, has to deal with. I could see that, like a very just chaotic, wild entity type of thing. But with that hard to follow statement, excuse me, I can see one thing that was very apparent to me the whole time. And that was, there's a huge difference, between listening to something by itself and then experiencing it in game. You can literally say that about 100% of every song I check out. Context, of course, duh. Some songs really can be really great on their own. This one, I was thinking to myself, and I was thinking in the future. I was like, when this hits, I can already see myself, knowing myself, say something like, ooh, yeah, okay, I remember this now, and this is pretty cool because of the tension, story, blah, 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 blah. But as a song on its first listen, I don't know. I mean, I can only, I hate to do it, but I have to compare to what I know already, which is FF7 and FF8, and those two final boss themes were, like life-changing for me. So by comparison, going against One Winged Angel and the Extreme, for me, I'm obviously talking about me, my opinion. It just doesn't really stack up. And that might be a controversial take, but I will say what I just said earlier, which is I know in game it's going to be like, okay, yeah, you know, it won't maybe like completely win me over, but it'll be like, oh yeah, oh, this is pretty intense, you know, something. I can feel that already. But also to go along with that is I feel that this song on the first listen is probably not as, for me, is not gonna hit as hard. I'm gonna have to listen to this a couple times to truly appreciate, like, oh, just putting it on just to listen to. Whenever I have something like this on the channel where I basically don't vibe with it right away, it's not like I give up and never listen to it again. You know, I have to like develop my little musician ears and kind of get a grasp for it. I'm human too, so sometimes I might just like have it on while I'm like cooking or something, and then, oh, is that one song? Oh, that's pretty cool, yeah. And then, you know, it's just always like, you know, on either on rested ears, on ears that have been worked on all day. It all depends. But basically, I got over and over that it was uncomfortable, especially with the sound effects. It was hard to follow, and nothing really stood out as melody-wise, at least not yet. And again, I'm just going by comparison. Even if I didn't hear One Winged Angel, or The Extreme first, I still would have felt the same, mind you. Nothing, if I didn't hear those two, I still would have felt like nothing melodically stood out. It was just kind of, you know, all over the place. Not to say the song was bad. Yet again, you know, I have actually can safely admit I don't think a single Nobuo Matsu song that I've heard is bad. Bad is different. But, you know, there's been, like, of course, I can't listen to everything and love everything, but there's going to be some songs that I'm just not going to, like, click with immediately. But for sure, more listens. I know it's going to hit more in-game. If anything, I kind of liked one little thing. It reminded me of Sega Genesis OSTs that I grew up with. It kind of reminded me of that little sound with the synth stuff. But and another thing is, based on all the songs I've heard, this is yet again still yet another sound from this game. I've heard so many. I think I've heard a total of 11 songs from this game, 10 or 11, one of those. And each one of those truly sound different. Even this one. So, you know what it is at the end of the day? I think by comparison to its own soundtrack, it's just not my favorite of the soundtrack. That's all it is. We're talking, we have Black Mage Village, we have You're Not Alone, we have Dark Messenger, you know. That's why I'm like, in its own realm, it's just not, you know. For me, when I think final boss song or the final, like whatever, like the main antagonist, if that's what this is, I don't know. I just hope for something really over the top that's gonna grab me. But this kind of made me a little lost. Could be a hot take. I'm just being honest. So it was impressive, technically, but yeah, I'm just gonna have to wait in game. If anything, I can already see myself playing when this happens, because I'm currently playing this right now. When this comes on, and you know, I've changed my mind a couple times, but I can see this coming on during the game, and you know, once I'm in the groove of it, I can see myself maybe teeter-tottering, like, yeah, this is pretty good. But as a just listen by itself, first time, yeah. And then again, by comparison of everything else I've heard from 9, which has been amazing. Yeah, so hopefully that wasn't too controversial. I'm just being honest. We love honesty, I hope. Can't please everybody. But then again, I know you guys listen to these regardless of what someone says, so, you know, it doesn't really matter what I say at the end of the day. I'm just giving you what my take was from that. But yeah, that was it. Thank you, MDS. Thank you to the FF9 community. Again, I'm playing this currently right here at twitch.tv, Hey Uncle Jesse. And I'm having a lot of fun with it, actually. I met Steiner. He's one of my favorite characters. And it's a pretty interesting story, to say the least. Yeah, and those jump ropes are damn hard. But it's fun. And then the VODs will be on Jesse's VODs, the second YouTube channel. I wanted to give a big thank you to my Patreon supporters and my Platinum supporters, Kevin, Patrick, Shadow Maxim, Vanadel, Kalinin, Gardelane, Mushamari, Justin, and Nox. Thanks for you for watching. Let me know what you think about this song. One good thing I like about whenever I do talk about these songs and I may not click with it is people tell me their experiences with it, whether it's they agree or they don't agree. And that's what I like about this. It's like we just talk about VGM. So that's ultimately what I like about this channel is me listening to something new and then you guys telling me your stories, which I read. So anyways, my name is Jesse. This has been The Auditorium. I will see you in FF9 and the rest of the channel. Take it easy.